Okay, so something might not
Everybody's
make
got
the
to
cut
leave.
this evening.
Yes. So
Some
we
might
getting
have
ready
to
to
be
open up.
visited next month.
Well, if you do stuff that requires a vote.
Yeah, let's see.
Cause I ain't gotta go
We'll
nowhere.
vote on.
Okay, you're live.
Okay.
Okay.
This ain't working.
All right. We're ready.
I don't know where the.
The button, the light don't come
Ready,
on.
Dave?
Yep, I'm ready.
Does David know how to turn it on?
All right.
Is this on?
I'll get it. Okay.
Okay.
Hello? Nope, it's not on.
Roll call.
It's not on.
These aren't on.
Touch it.
No.
Testing.
There we
It's
go.
on. It's
Nah.
on.
Where we push it?
You don't have to. It's on.
It's automatically on?
Yes.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
The Benton Harbor Brownfield Redevelopment Authority will now come to order June the 12th, 2025 at 4:21 p.m. Roll call.
Emma Hull,
Yes.
Ivy
Here.
Chandler,
Here.
Mary Alice Adams,
Present.
Miguel Clark, Emma Kennard, James Child,
Here,
Satana Warren.
Ms. Kennard just
You have a
came
quorum,
in.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Review of minutes for May 8th, 2025. Review of minutes, a motion to
You
approve.
here, I can leave now. They got a quorum.
Motion to approve minutes.
Support.
Got a motion and support. Are there any comments, concerns, questions?
Madam Chairperson, I'm
Corrections.
usually the one who forgets to do it, but I think you got to press the button to
No,
talk
they're
into
on.
it so it'll
Said they're
record.
on.
They're on.
Are they? Okay.
Can you hear me? Do these sound like it's on?
Can you hear me?
Doesn't sound like it's
Testing.
on.
Testing.
Now-
They're on.
Good.
They're on. I think
I
it's just
can't
the
press the
volume.
button. It won't press.
Mine won't either.
Because they're on.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
They don't sound on.
Corrections?
Okay, look, we on
Concerns?
YouTube.
Y'all too far down. You really should come up this way a little bit, but that's okay. Maybe we can talk.
Okay.
Any concerns, corrections, questions on the minutes of May 8th, 2025? Hearing none. Roll call.
Member Adams,
Yes.
Member Chandler,
Yes.
Member Hull,
Yes.
Member Kennard,
What is this for?
the minutes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Member Childs.
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Okay, thank you. Communications?
We have several communications for you today. All of these are in your board packet. The
Mhm.
first is to let the board know that Fishbeck has received a fourth submission for eligible expenses related to the project at 353 West Main Street by Blue Star 14 LLC. This is a site that's in your Ship Canal Brownfield plan.
Mm-hmm.
Staff has not had time to review these expenses for this meeting. You can expect that coming for you in July. No action is needed.
Thank you. Next.
Expenditure policy per diem rates at the May BRA meeting. You asked about expenditures and per diems
Mhm.
for the Brownfield plan.
Yeah, but listen to this.
Conference.
Mm-hmm.
And that information is printed for you in your packets. The policies on page 9 through 11, and on page 12, you will see the established per diem rates for Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that information for you.
Any questions? You got it.
And
Okay.
no action is required.
All right, thank you. But I would like to say now, all of you that's going to go to the conference, we need to get your applications in now, filled out, so they can be reviewed. We only have one that's been completed, which is Ms. Chandler. So all of you that's going, get your applications in now.
What is it?
Thank you. Next, David.
Next is at the May meeting, Member Warren asked for an update on our local Brownfield revolving fund
Mm-hmm.
and the status of it, particularly as we were having several requests coming to utilize those funds immediately. So after the release of the King's Court project, which will hopefully happen here today, and the city demolition project. There will be a remainder of $218,771.99. Sounds like a lot of money, but we wanted to remind you it took you 20 years to
20.
build this up,
20.
and with the two projects, you've given out $300,000+ here recently. So there you have it. That's your update. Again, no action is needed.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not entirely certain about all the particulars as it relates to this next item, item 4 in your packet. But apparently there's been some minor hiccups with checks and signatories for releasing funds. And this is a reminder that only a signatory of this board can release those funds, and it has to be done with a physical presence at Honor Credit Union. I think there are 2 of you, but I can't remember which 2 are signatories.
We have 3.
And do you have 3? Okay.
I'm one of them.
Yes.
And I think you want off, don't you? Did you say you want it off because you?
And I wanted, in wherever my space is, for you to have an understanding as to why.
That's okay. That's okay. We can put another one on because you have to really walk in to get this at
Right.
what we need done. So we have been thinking by her sometime not being available to do it, and she's going to tell us why. We need another one to add on to that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you may do that at your convenience if
Well-
you decide to.
If she tells us why, and then you can get off today, and we can put another one on today.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yes.
You want to go on?
whenever
Who
you
wants
get
to
That'll
do
be
this?
fine. I'll voluntarily. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, because
Remove the motion would be to remove
Kennard, add
Emma Kennard
Adams.
and add Miss Mary Alice Adams, and we put a vote on there.
Okay, that was a motion by
Uh-huh.
Kennard
Yes.
and supported
Second by Miss Adams.
I'm sorry?
Miss Adams.
Okay.
Okay. Roll call.
Member Childs,
Yes.
Member Kennard,
Yes.
Member Hall,
Yes.
Member Chandler,
Yes.
Member Adams.
Yes.
And now while he's doing that, you can give us your reason, Miss Kennard.
Okay. Do I have to hold the button now?
No, it's still working, they say.
Okay. One of the things that I got a call from
Tiffany?
Tiffany, and not Tiffany,
Oh, Teresa?
Teresa.
Teresa.
And she called me on Tuesday, and with us having a meeting here for Thursday, I figured any time I could be explained to and make it clear understanding as to what is going on, that I need to have a signature to go in and sign for it. I don't want to get my name on nothing that I don't have a clear understanding as to why it's going forward so fast. And we're having a meeting today when we could have gotten everything cleared and understood and get that done. So I looked at another thing. I looked at Miss King. She had came here since last year trying to get some things done, and there was such a delay. But then some people, they in a hurry to get that. So I have a problem with that. So what I want to do is to see us clear up some of the things that's already here. In fact, there's whatever is going on with hold up of her getting what she needs to go ahead and, because it's been voted on.
Right.
And so that, and in the minutes, there is some things that we even talked about, even if somehow or another things get tight on her, that we had in there that we wanted to give her a certain amount. And you said that we can always amend. That was the words that was used. So it's already documented that this was said. So with all of that going, I felt that it was a need to get her out of the way. And whenever there's something else coming in to cloud what we already have going forward, I have a problem with it. And I don't want my name to be on anything that they're gonna call me and tell me to go down and get things straight so that this amount of money can be issued out. I don't want that because I'm a poor woman already and my name gets stuck in some mud with some money. I have a problem like that and I'm too old to be worried like that.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Madam Chair, are we making another motion to?
No,
that
it's
other
already
signature,
done. It's taken care of.
To add the other
We don't need-
signature?
We don't need
That
that.
was-
It's already
okay.
I
done.
think you're good.
Okay, thank you.
While we're on the subject though, if I may,
What is it?
the subject of the signature.
It's already taken care
I
of.
know, but
You can tell him that after the meeting.
no, I think that this is something that needs to actually
Okay,
be
see what it
heard
needs.
now because
See what it needs, see what it needs.
I was unaware of a couple of the things that I just heard Ms. Kennard say. And as a Brownfield Authority Board member, nothing should be signed beyond this chamber, seriously. And that needs to happen. And
Okay.
that's something that, I mean, we've made the exception for our chair lady after we've taken care of business and we know what's going on.
That's
with any
right.
development or anything else to gain those signatures. But to ask someone to come to a place of business outside of the realm of this authority is, I would think, to be out of order. So
It-
I would ask and request that all signatures take place right here in the city chamber if there's two that's actually needed.
And I thank you for that clarification. I think that's exactly what this
Thank you.
is intending to do. that
Thank you.
Those should be the
And we can
exceptions.
move
Yes,
forward.
and-
Thank you.
absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Madam
Thank
Chair.
you.
All right.
We already had that. Number 5.
Number 5 is an update on the City of Benton Harbor's application to the US EPA for a Brownfield assessment grant. I believe you heard that we were not successful. We have the right for a debriefing communication. That has to be directly with the city. Consultants cannot be part of that. Excuse me. I have nothing more to add other than I think it was a good application. We'll find out more about it and we'll try again.
Well,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. I excuse me. I read here that it has to be with the city and that Mayor Muhammad and the city manager will meet with them, but I'd like to request that also a member of this board be present in that debriefing.
two or more.
In fact, I would too.
I'll make that suggestion to the city.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, Ms. Adams.
Thank you, Madam Chair, because I got a little confused when we received the notice as well as the letter, because it takes away from the work of this authority. I believe in giving credit where it's due. And I was the one that pushed the initiative for that initial application to go in because it was a brownfield endeavor. And how, I mean, in partnership, we work closely with the city. And that's what that application was, but I just, I mean, when I got involved down here in the city business and trying to figure out why the city looked the way it looked, I went to researching documents and stuff. And when a document is clear as to who's done what, it becomes more clear to the citizens instead of them coming down here and voicing their opinion and pointing fingers and, you know, in outrageous ways sometimes. I think this stuff like that can just make things a little
Okay.
easier, that's all.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and I normally don't say anything. We were told from the beginning that the window was closed on this application. They only had a few days to get it in, a few weeks to get it in. And we said, go ahead and pay them $5,000
Yeah.
to go ahead and do it, which we already basically knew
Yeah.
that it wasn't going to get applied. So now if you want to use what they've done to resubmit it, you can do that, or just let it go. It's something we will revisit, okay?
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
Next,
She's trying to get out of here.
yes, I am. Number, public comments, is that, okay. This portion is open for public comments. Speak to step to the podium, state your name and address. This portion is open for public comments.
And there's a limit on the timing.
I think it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
She just got me.
Uh-huh.
Is she trying to get out
Talk
here?
before I sit down.
Trying to get
Yeah.
So hello everyone.
Hello, baby.
Hello.
I'm coming today in public comments to share with you guys. I was here at the last meeting, and I'm coming here to ask for some additional support. But I do want to share with you guys from the last time that I was in this space. I know that we talked about the release of the other $75,000 to continue to support the work that was happening with our development. And it was said at the meeting that the funding will be released. And we still haven't received it. As a matter of fact, I have been asked to supply receipts for all of the purchases, which I've provided receipts. I was also asked to, any invoices that were submitted, I had to show not only the invoices, I was asked to provide proof of payment, canceled checks, if there was any cash that contractors or anyone was paid. I was also asked to, I provided bank statements showing where withdrawals had been made with the work that had been happening. I just want to also share with me asking for additional funds. We have continued to get occupancy. We're looking to have 2 more occupancies within 30 days. The tenants that we have been able to provide housing for are working tenants. We have 1 veteran. We have 3 individuals that's all employed, so they are working and contributing, tax-paying citizens to our community. Me and my brother, born, raised here in Benton Harbor, young. He's younger than me, but I'm still young.
Yes.
Young black developers in this community, and we have came to this board so appreciative to the support that you have given us, but we have tried to show you the progress that we have made with our projects, not just coming and asking for support, and these are projects that's 3 or 4 years down the line. We have been pushing in our turnaround time with the work by licensed contractors, some that is from the community as well. So we're just coming to you guys asking for an additional $100,000 to further support our housing projects that we have, with the goal of still coming to the city, to this board, and sharing with you guys updates on what has been happening. We have put a lot of our own money into this project, so we're not coming and just asking for support, and we have not put our own money into these projects, but we have also looking to come alongside the city and what the goals have been for the city. Housing is a huge need. And so we have really worked hard with trying to support our community with housing and the level of housing that we have been able to provide for people. I think 3 or 4 of you have had a chance to see the properties firsthand, and then also, she's not here, but Teresa has has also been able to see what we have done for the city. This is very important to us, and I personally understand the need of housing for our community. I've worked in the public health sector, and any meeting that I'm in talking about social determinants of health, housing is the first thing that comes up. And with the rate that me and my brother have been able to gain occupancy, this is not a 5-year or 10-year out plan of ours to be able to continuously support the housing goal of the city with the number of projects that we currently have. And then, can I say, also, I know when we first came before the board and asked for support, I know that the work was new, and one of the things that Ms. Hull wanted to see is what type of process and progress that we would make with our projects before coming back. And it was mentioned that additional support could be provided if there was a possibility. And so we're just here asking for that additional support and just sharing with you, the process has been long and has been tedious. And I have felt, me and my brother both frustrated with some of the processes that has been put in place. However, because we operate above board, we have our receipts, we have our documentation, we provided it. And again, when we left here, it was our understanding that we would receive the other 75,000, which we still have not received, and provided all of the documentation. So,
Madam Chair.
Okay, that it? Is that it?
so
Okay.
just
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
it. You're welcome. All right, Ms. Adams.
Did you, I'm waiting
No.
till you, go. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the work that you and your brother are doing as private developers. And we know what's needed throughout Benton Harbor, and I think you're doing a wonderful job on the inside as well as the outside of what I have personally seen. I'm very impressed. But one thing we have to keep in mind is that when a person goes into business, they go into business. Business is a profit. And I, in good conscience of myself being a business owner, this right here was like a test. We took your project on as like a test tube to see how it will work. Now, I hear the chatters amongst the others in the community, and that's just what we do. Because others want some too. And we can't just stay stuck on one place. I think that, and I think I brought this to our attention way before now of what it would look like. And I thought that we should have been staying with nonprofits to help those that, I don't know. It was all in the process that needed to be put together. But when you came forward and we knew what you were doing and wanting to see your project move and to keep moving, how could we not help? Because it's needed. And those last funds at our last meeting was set to be released, knowing that you weren't totally finished, to be submitting receipts. And I still think it needs to be, because America has stuff setting out on the water and prices are steadily rising. The American dollar is dropping and things are steadily going up and costing the little bitty people that are already left behind. And I don't think that that's fair. I think that the funds should have been released by
Should
now
have.
to allow them to keep housing somebody that doesn't have to be homeless. That helps with the homeless situation. But I think that we need to revisit the how we need to do this, because there are others that have businesses that are doing pretty much the same thing that wants help as well. And we have to be, in all honesty, fair.
And I'm not saying that that's not.
I know.
And I'm
I
not
know,
saying that
I
that's
know.
not the case,
I
but
know.
I'm saying who has came through this door and went through the process and
Well,
have that in
well,
place.
well,
And
well,
so I can't.
Well, I can speak to that
Okay.
because I've been setting things in motion for this to happen, knowing that we were capturing this money for many years. Quite a few has come through the door.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and I've
Yep.
actually worked with you and prepared you to do what you did to
Yes,
come
you-
through. And how could I not say no?
Yes, you
Because
shared information in
Yes.
regards to what
Yes,
the Brownfield
Yes.
could do.
yes.
Me and my brother have took the initiative to
Yeah.
work and to have the
But-
funds and to have the contractors.
Yes.
And yes, you have been definitely one that has been an
Yes.
advocate throughout this community. And
Yes.
I'm sure you are aware, because you have been
Yeah.
in this community, that there has been funds that has been allocated for this community for years.
Yes.
And the community
Not
has
doing what they were set
and
out
the community
to
has
do.
not been a good steward over the funds that has been allocated. I'm not pointing any
Yeah.
fingers, and that has happened
And I
at the
thank you- I
helm
thank
of
you
our
for that.
leadership.
I thank you for that, Ms. King. But I would like to say,
Yeah.
Madam Chair, that
Yeah.
those funds that at the last meeting need to be released so that they can continue the work that they need to move forward.
Thank you. That it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Kennard?
Yes, thank you. And I too agree that they should have, and I was told at the last meeting that it would just be a few days before the check would be released because I asked before I left out of the meeting. I asked for sure to know just how long it would be. She said just a few days. And so when I did hear that she hadn't yet received it, and prices are going up on everything, and there's probably a time frame that she had in mind to finish so much of the project, and she's anxious to show the work. And I wish that you all would take out the time to go and actually see what they're putting together. I think it's a beautiful thing. This is a young brother and sister that's going out, and they have put so much of them, invest their money into it, so they're serious about it. So we should be serious that people, for instance, now that look like us, that are stepping out too and making things happen. The thing, they're following all the instructions, everything is being in place. And so they're not out of order for anything, and we're just following the order of what we said yes to, in which we said we wanted to. In fact, you, Chair, was one of the persons that really worked in putting that out there, that what she had asked for originally was nothing to even do anything with. And so we're working to make sure that she gets what she needs, and which would be a perfect example that we stepped out to make sure that this person or these persons get what they need in order to be a success, just like we have helped others that even wasn't a part of the community, didn't even come from the community. But we reached out and helped them, so why not help the ones that are homegrown here and go to the limits to help them just like you have the others? So I think this is something that's very urgent, and I'd like to see it take place today, that we put everything in place for her to have what she needs.
Thank you, Commissioner Kennard.
I'm just,
Yeah, let
Chair,
him
oh,
go.
you next?
yes.
Okay,
I apologize being late. I had training for work,
Okay.
so I gotta get paid.
Yeah.
But anyway, I believe the funds should be released today. And we've been doing this process for like 6 months. I know she got the other half, first half, but we need to like you say, one project at a time. So we need to get this doing and
That's
moving
right.
forward with it.
Thank you. Mr. Chair.
Madam Chair, Teresa operates under the directive of this board. We have voted that those funds be released. Ms. Kennard has done what she has supposed to do. So I would recommend to you, Madam Chair, that you check with Teresa and get it direct why she hasn't received her monies. And a question to Mrs. King is, the 100,000 that you're requesting, where is that in reference to your project? Is that in-game money that will close out your project?
You said, will that help me close out
Right.
the projects? Yes, that will help me to close out. So the $75,000, we already have discussed that, but I'm asking if the board could, I don't know the process, to make amendment or a motion for an additional 100,000 that would help me to close out multiple projects and be able to provide proof as well as occupancy for the other projects.
Thank you.
Is that it, Mr. Commissioner Childs?
Yes.
I think the holdup for the 75, I think you have addressed all those issues. And it can be released here. And so that's what we're here for today, for that. But I think the other is for the other, what she wants to ask for. I was thinking that we have to realize this is a first for us. This is a first. This is the first time we've done this. And when you have first, a lot of innuendos come in with that. Also, this board, and I think I spoke to you about that, we are responsible for what we do here as a board member. And we have to be held accountable for everything that we do, and we have to put the reasons why we do it in place. And we have like one of our board members, we have like how much left now? 200 and some $1,000. And so therefore, we have to probably take it and see and look over that again. You can always put your requests in. We're not stopping that. You can always put your request in and bring that forward. But as Commissioner Kennard said, we want to close this out to make sure that you have all the papers and things, and you have finished all that. They said that is taken care of, and that check should be ready to release. While it was held up is because someone needed to walk into the bank, and that's why we went to you, Ms. Kennard, and we didn't have that. So now we have to get somebody to take care of that. But we're going to close you out with your 75. But what you're here for today is to make applications for another 100,000. Is that what you're here for today? You ask.
Closed out, but I'm asking if there could be an
Amendment.
What is already on the floor.
That's what she
Because there
said.
is already
The 75.
the eligible cost for me to receive the 75, but I'm asking for you guys, could you, I don't know if the process of making a motion to decide if you want to support me, or if you would support me and my brother with an additional $100,000.
Where do all your projects stand within the Brownfield plan? Are all of them in the same?
Correct.
Correct. How many of these properties are in Benton Harbor? All of
They're
5.
all- they're all
in
in
Benton Harbor. None of them's in the township. None
They're
of
all in
these.
Benton-
All these are in Benton Harbor.
They're all in Benton Harbor, so
Yeah.
that's what,
Yeah. Okay.
they're all in the city of Benton.
But I
Sorry,
think
they're in the city of Benton Harbor.
I think we want to keep. I don't know. It's what the board says to do. We want to keep this 75 that you need for today. To give you that today.
Gotcha.
To have that ready for her today. But we would not amend the motion. We would have to have a new motion if we're going to do another amount for that.
Okay.
So right now, I think it's just your request.
Okay.
And so you might have to make another application or another request to see what you need, see what we have, see if what we're going to do. So these things might have to come later. And we'll talk with Teresa when she comes back and see what we'll have to revisit that.
Madam Chair.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there a check prepared for 75,000 today?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
yes.
okay, so
yes.
that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
I'd
So-
like to address something
What?
that I think that we really, really need to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. Everything is not going to be yes, and everything is not going to be no. As I sat as the Planning Economic Development co-chair for nearly 8 years, looking at economic development throughout this whole community, I have fought really hard for the city to stop properties from going into foreclosure. We have properties setting that we intend to utilize some of this money for. That was the plan. And I'm sure it's probably Mr. Little's plan as well, at getting some of our youth that are now doing construction work at the high school some training that they need in the construction field, with the hopes that
So what do you?
they could work closely with young couple like this.
So
I
you-
mean, to get the skills that they need. I'm just wanting to think outside the box to try to bring all.
So
things
what are you
together.
saying? Are you saying if we give out all the money, there wouldn't be enough to do some of these
I
things?
didn't say that.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying that what the city already has with this authority working in conjunction with it before Ms. King in her organization brought forth any projects.
Mm-hmm.
This was something that was already in place. Expecting, and we're holding on to properties that the city
Okay.
that doesn't have money
Well,
for real.
Yeah,
that's
well,
paying
we want to
taxes
get.
on.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Thank you.
mean,
You have something you have to say?
Yeah, but
Thank you,
till we just
Sam.
apply, if we want to do some training with some kids, till we just apply for a I
no,
got
this
it's some type of grant out there. I can't think of
Okay.
the name of it.
All right.
Where we can do that with the kids. You gotta
Okay.
apply for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, thank you.
And
Okay, Commissioner.
one other thing I want to stress, and what the reason I had asked for the amendment because of you spoke.
That was for the first initial,
No, what we had said, we were
Yes.
saying, we were asking for 200 and something $1,000, and you said, well, we just give it this 75,000 in each one, and said, but we can look into amending it later.
no.
That's what the conversation was about. If we were to go back and look at it, that the word amending, I'm thinking that you were the one that said it could be amended later if she see that she had a need for more than what we had.
You have to understand, once you have a motion on the floor, not a new motion, but a motion that's on the floor, that motion that was there can be amended. But once you do something new, it has to be a new motion. You just don't amend with something they bring in. You have to only amend what you have on the floor. The motion was to release the other 75. I think the motion was 100.
Have we voted on it?
No, the motion was for 100, and then we said 150, and give us 75 each
Right.
time. And then we amended that motion,
Right.
not the new motion.
Right.
Now, okay.
That was we started off with 100.
That's right.
And I took it up. We took it
Yes,
up to
to-
150.
and we amended that.
75 plus
That's
75.
right.
That was
That's right.
$150,000.
That's right.
We're asking today that 75 more of that 150,000 be released.
It's just
That was-
Today.
yeah,
that
we
was
will.
asked.
With all of those
Yes,
properties
yes.
already being
Yes,
within a brownfield
yes,
development,
yes.
once she submits
That's
all of
right.
that, once this check is released,
Yes.
when she comes back,
Right.
then we can do some amending and
Not
give us-
amending, you gotta
I
do
didn't
new
say-
motion.
Well, I didn't mean to say
Yeah,
amend.
yeah.
But she can submit something
Yes.
further then.
Yes, once she gets with Teresa.
So,
But-
what I'm asking is, since that's already, I'm asking, can today a new motion happen today? I'm coming in public comment and I'm asking, can you guys have?
Well, right today, I have to get with Teresa to
And we-
see what we have. I don't know how many other people have come to forward. I don't know how many other people have
I-
plans in. I don't know what all she's got that she's holding on the docket. So we'll have to get
That's
with
different
her.
than what's in the notes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay.
There's,
Yes.
there's things that I've been trying to get on this agenda for couple of years now.
Yeah. And so we don't know. It was just like before when he left, and the next time the city came back and said they needed 170. So while she brought that to us, and we didn't know, that's when you was here with the 75.
So-
then they came back and said they needed 170. So we can't say yes or put it in. I have to get with Teresa. to
Right,
see.
so you're saying that today, you guys, they can't make a motion on that?
Not today.
Okay, gotcha.
Not today.
Madam Chair,
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
One of the things that I'm really sitting and focusing since I've been here with the Brownfield Authority, and I'm trying to wrap my arms around it to see that it was so urgent for them to get monies drawn down for demolition. And here it is, something that's already ready to go and be housed. Why would you work in such a quick motion to get that going when you don't want to work fully with getting this project of what she needs to go through and get this? This is something already, it can be.
So are you saying that you want to give all the money out here and then?
That wouldn't be all of it.
Well, how much would it be?
Madam Chair, I gotta go.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, we'll have to come. Go ahead, Commissioner, you're not finished.
No, that's what I was just thinking, because now I've seen others, since I've been here as a commissioner, that whatever they come for, they get it, it's no hassle or anything.
Yeah.
And it's done quickly. And just the other day, on Tuesday, I was called by Teresa, and she asked me to go forth to get this particular thing done.
Yeah.
And we were just having a meeting here within a day or two of when she was asking for it. And I'm just trying to see why we so urgent with getting things like that done, and we're not able to work or see our place for even working with getting
You want to say something?
more to her so that she can finish up her
Okay.
housing deal that she's
Yeah.
trying to get in order to house people that are needing to be housed. This is what we asked for, the city asked for. So I'm just thinking that
Well, let,
why not work with her fully and
Okay.
get her project all
Sure.
the way through?
I will say this though, as sitting on this board for 20 years, and Miss Adam can say so too.
23.
23. This, whatever we have acquired, has came through the Brownfield, and this board is held responsible for how we use the money. Each one of us are. And I spoke with Miss Adams and I said, now some things you have to have receipts and let us know this because we have got to be protected. This is all new to us of giving this money out.
Yeah.
This is all new. Anything first is first is first. We don't have a thing that we can go by to see what happened then or what happened, what you call it. So we're working with this to see what we can do and try to make it as fair as possible. As fair as possible. So we're going to have to see, we're going to work with it and see what we can do. Nothing against you. Love your projects. Want to see all your projects go. But we are still responsible for how we handle the state's money and how we want to help you. We think you're doing a beautiful job. We know that you got all into it. But we want to make sure you get your rest of this today. That's why we ask for receipts. That's why we ask for make sure you got things in order because it'll come back on us as well as it can come back on you with all this stuff being new. So we appreciate that. Now, did you want to have something to say, David?
But, Madam Chair,
What?
if you remember, it was stated at the last meeting. We were aware that they didn't have all the receipts and stuff, and she said that in her public comments. And we still understand that. We just wanted them to be able to keep moving.
Yeah,
with
but
the
she's got
project.
everything she needs.
Okay,
She takes care of business.
No,
She
I'll
takes.
just add, and so it's on the agenda today to release the other 75,000. Just today, we got the certificate of occupancy, so that check is right here, ready to be signed, and then we will distribute it immediately.
That's right.
If just point of order in the public comment period's not the place to make motions, but
No.
if you want to address this issue further in new business,
No.
that's the place for it.
I think I would prefer to wait to talk to Teresa to see what we got on the docket. And then you can come back. And I hope this other will help you to do some things. But you wouldn't get that right away, no way. That other, you wouldn't get it right away, no way. You'd have to wait.
And we would gladly work with her to
Yes.
help put the right information in front
Yes.
of you at the next meeting.
Right, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, you had something you want to say, babe.
I do. And just kind of what's putting it in perspective for me is I do love the project that you're doing, but we've basically supported you with 20% of our budget. 20%. That's approximately, considering what was already there. And this is a grant, not a loan. And it was 50% more than you even requested.
Yeah.
So, because this is so new, this 381 Act, and we understand, and that you understand the need, the dire need in our community. But I agree with our chairman that in fairness, and in seeing what works best for the community, we can't at this time. I wouldn't feel that at this time we can make that additional commitment, given that we've supported you at 20% of our budget right now, and it's telling us here what the remainder of our budget is, which then would be half again. So, I hope you understand that, yeah, it's a bit much, and we need to be better informed as to what we should do moving forward with that particular project. But hang in there.
We'll see.
Hang in there.
We'll see. We'll work with you. Okay, we need to get that signed. Okay, now we on. Any more public comments? Any more public comments? After 5, people got to leave. Oh, they leaving.
Everybody going?
They leaving.
Anything else to vote on?
You want to have anything
I
to
was
say,
hoping to
Mr.
get
Little?
Update on those properties.
Right.
Shoot.
It's still up.
The developer is still working through the balance of the initial list he had. He will be moving to these shortly, but these are going to require a little extra coordination because and you've got a copy of it in the packet, the contract with the archaeological monitor is for 3 days, about $10,000. And 2 of the properties we're hoping to get worked out with them where they can do the demolition up to the point of ground disturbance so that we can have the monitor there 1 day for those 2 properties. But when it gets on the other one, it may take a couple of days. So we're working our way through.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to make the announcement about the Monday?
Yes. Yes, we on Monday at 3 p.m. over here at 120 Water Street, where the outdoor exercise facility is. We're having a joint ribbon cutting both for the fitness center and also for the social district that's getting ready to go. So we're moving on forward with these projects and want to invite you all to come and attend. Like so many of the things, a little at a time, we're moving forward, and I appreciate your involvement. Hope you will attend.
All right.
Madam Chair, that's
Thank
not
you.
going to cost us anything to attend.
Not a dime.
Oh, okay.
Well, good. All right. Thank you so much.
I got a question.
Oh, you got a question, Mr. Little?
So when would those houses start getting demolished?
Well, that's a schedule we're working out with the contractor, and it's going to depend on how fast the ones he's going through goes, but probably within the next couple of weeks, they'll be working on those.
All right, so he got to come back in town. So at that time, at the last meeting, you say the developers in town.
Well, no, we're talking about the demolition contractor now. He's here. He's been all along. They're just moving from place to place throughout town. And if you look at some of the previous sites, like on the corner of Superior and Emory, there's a house there we took out. There's a place right off of Fair Avenue, right behind Jim's Heating and Cooling. I forget what the street is there, but they just, there was one of those places where somebody had, I guess they demolished the house and dropped it in the basement, and the stuff had been laying there for years and years. And they've cleaned that out and done it. Union, right on the corner of Union and May.
Highland and Cedar.
Right, there are a number of them. So they're moving at it just as quickly as they can and doing a good job of it for us.
I just wanted to ask about because that seemed like, to me, it seemed like a lot for demolition. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I say that is because when I was considering a property that I wanted to get and demolishing the home on it, back then it was only like $7,000 to $10,000.
Not anymore.
But
So $30,000 per place is about
That's cheap.
In
that
each
well,
Let me explain to you what's happening.
Yeah, you're right.
yes.
The cost of demolition has gone up year after year after year. A large part of that cost is associated with the disposal of it. The laws have changed to where
Yes.
before we can demolish properties, we've got to go through a SHPO review, that's a State Historic Society review.
Yeah.
We have to pay people to do that, the people that are
yes.
certified by them as being qualified to do it. Once and it's the SHPO process that identifies like the ones that they said we have to have an archaeological monitor there
Yeah.
to determine if they're Indian remains and any of that kind of stuff. And there's a long list of several pages. If you find bones or whatever, I mean, your process virtually stops. You got to go get the police, have them go through first to be sure it's not associated with any open crime. Then once they finish, then come the Indian review part and so forth.
You know what? He just said something that my sister reminded me of the history of Ben Harbor when it was a murderer. Some murders that happened in Ben Harbor, some young ladies, heads and stuff, all that
Yeah.
kind of crazy stuff. And that's why it's
Yeah.
important for historical
Yeah.
preservation to do their archaeological work.
Yeah.
So
And
is
in addition,
deconstruction an option, or don't they do that anymore, or?
no, now what's required is, besides the SHPO review, there's the environmental review to identify any asbestos and
Yeah,
stuff like
takes
that.
time.
And once you find it, if you remove it,
Yeah.
which is another cost, then you can demolish it and take the materials to a regular landfill, which only costs you which costs you about $74 to $90 a ton. If you don't remove it, you're going to a class 3 landfill where it may cost you almost $400 a ton. And that's why I mention again, and be glad for you to see it, could give you the bids that came in. The highest bids we received for that same 10 houses, 15, was $1,111,000. That was the highest. The lowest is the one that we got, which is $514,000.
You know
And-
what made sense to me as a Brownfield Authority board member riding through Ben Harbor, as opposed to seeing boarded up houses and people living in them and stuff and burned houses and stuff, it looked better to me to see just clear land.
Yeah, me too.
Mr. Clovis, you just asked a question about the 10 houses and the price of them. Mr. Clovis put his property into a development plan that was torn down at $190-some thousand. He didn't get it from this brownfield, but whoever develops that land, those taxes will be captured. We didn't give him anything, but he entered that property
okay.
that was torn down for that amount.
He got to leave.
That
All
would
right.
be,
Okay.
but that,
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
and
you.
that was 10
Thank you.
houses
Okay.
throughout the community.
Thank you.
And that was just one big large
Next.
property, wasn't it?
Yes.
Member
The-
Kennard.
Oh, okay.
Learning how things work.
Emma Kennard, Commissioner
Yes,
Kennard.
thank you. I didn't get your name, sir.
David Stedging.
David.
David. Can I just say David? I can't get that last name yet. But as I sat here and I look, and I'm an old girl, I read the
Uh-huh.
into a person. And our Mr. Little was speaking, and some of the things that he was saying, and it wasn't really tapping in here. And I can see his demeanor. It wasn't tapping with him either. I read into seeing some of the motion of you. And sometimes it's good to sort of sit down and sort of, you can read into some things that have people with the knowledge of what they're talking about. I don't have that knowledge, but sometimes I can pick up on
Yes.
some of the demeanor from the others around that do have that knowledge.
Absolutely.
And they know that it's a game. And it wasn't
I
sitting
use
right
those other
exactly with me because you were even speaking about, but for the jump from one point that far ahead, here it is, the land is clear, sure enough, but the land is bare, and when we will reject another person that is coming and providing housing right now, we're going to work more with investing money for just to clear the land, let the land sit there. So what I'm saying is, why don't we invest more money into the fact of seeing housing right now is what is needed. Focus more on that than just to say the land is clear and it's just open. So it's going to be just a place to have to keep up and cut
Right,
for a number of years.
right.
So I would rather for us to, as a board, to start thinking in what can we do and looking for a right now.
Build on that empty property so we can add
Just
to
a
our tax
moment,
base.
just a moment. Go ahead, 'cause she has the
What,
floor.
what I'm saying is that,
Commissioner
yes, they'd rather for
Denard
to
has the
see it
floor.
cleared and just sitting there. I heard this young man said they had some land for 11 years that has not been put into use. So I'm saying is, if you see others that are ready to act on it, that's where I was coming from.
Yeah.
These are places that's putting availability for people to be housed and live in right now, as opposed to clear it and let it sit for, and haven't got a real plan for
Right,
building yet.
Right. I agree, but also you have to understand, this is the city of Benton Harbor's Brownfield redevelopment, and the city has priority. We work with the city, and they have priority, and so it was put in place to develop the city, to have developers to come in, to spur development so that things can happen in the city, but we don't have autonomy just to do whatever we want to do as a board member. We have if you read the top of it, it says the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority for the City of Benton Harbor. So if they want to do some things, they have priority through the Brownfield, because basically some of that is written. Is that right, David? That they have the City of Benton Harbor. This is not our Brownfield. It belongs to the city. So we will do all we can to help entities, people, anybody that want to do spur development, to put stuff back on the tax roll so we can recoup taxes, so that we can do some more and more to help people. But every little bit helps. And the more they build, or the more they have, their stuff is going to go on the tax roll. We're going to recoup taxes. The city is going to gain from that. So you're right. We
But-
want to see all of it happen. We
Yes.
need to see
But
all of it.
did you
happen.
understand what I was
I
saying?
understand what you're saying. Yes, I do.
Rather than to,
Well, both of them needs to happen. But we want to work with both of them to make it happen
but the most important one is
Is
that
the
one, we
housing.
can get it housed
as soon as possible.
as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. I agree. I do agree with you. Thank you. David, next.
Okay, just, is there any other public comment?
No. Our public comments, this portion of the public comments are closed. Now we open on committee reports. None. Treasury reports.
Treasury report, you have your financial report from Plant Moran on page 14 to 16.
Okay.
Highlights, again, it sounds like a lot of money, 700,000 in the
Sound
checking account. Most of that is being doled out to developers, the 170,000 in the IRF for the city for the demos, all those things that you talked about. So you have, page, whatever, what is this, page 16, all the expenses coming up, and you can see you've got quite a few.
Okay. We need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Need a second?
Second.
Oh, got it? Mr. Clark, second.
Yes, got it.
All right, any other questions, comments, corrections, concerns? Hearing none, roll call. Oh, roll call.
I'm looking at, oh,
This is the treasurer's report.
right. I'm
Okay.
looking at,
Roll call.
Member Adams,
yes.
Member Chamber,
Yes.
Member Hall.
Yes.
Member Clark.
Yes.
Member Kennard.
Yes.
Number 2, payable listings.
I know, it's accepted.
Hold on. I had a question. Cause this isn't adding up to 281, 301,
Well, this is all your accounts, so.
all together?
Yeah.
It is all
Oh,
the
okay,
tax.
okay. Okay.
Pa-
I wondering what's something wrong with
yeah.
my glasses. Okay.
Payables.
I'm with you.
Payables.
All right. Tables.
17.
Page 17. And this includes some items that you have yet to vote on tonight, but
Right.
we listed them for you so that you can see those. So we need a motion to approve as presented,
Need a motion?
pending approval of other items.
Adams, a second, we need a second.
Who seconded?
Clark,
Thank you.
questions? Concerns, corrections? Hearing none, roll call.
Uh,
Okay,
Miguel, are you going to the conference?
So, I got the
uh,
job.
on this right now, you answer that later. Go ahead.
You can do that. Right.
No, roll call,
Member Adams,
Yes.
Member Chandler,
Yes.
Member Hall,
yes.
Member Clark. Yes. Member Kennard.
Yes.
All right,
I
thank
asked a
you.
question, Ms. Kennard.
Yeah.
I mean, Miss
Yeah,
Madam Chair, because you mentioned earlier before he got here that they needed to let you know now.
yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do it afterwards. We need to let everybody know, get all this stuff in, well, today.
I had asked him
Okay.
What is the date on that?
August what?
5th through the 8th.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Old business,
old business.
no action required. We just, for the record, published the 2025 BRA meeting schedule that you approved in May. City demolition project update, I think you
We just had
essentially
that.
got
Yes, we
that,
can move
right?
on.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Kings Court Housing Development. Again, we have all the receipts, totaling over 150,000. Today, we received the second certificate.
Yeah.
Excuse me, certificate of occupancy. The check is
Excellent.
here for signatures after this meeting. And
Right.
we'll disperse it.
Okay,
I do need a recommended motion
we,
to approve the agreement. We changed the agreement. Instead of 4 certificate of occupancies, we said 2.
right,
So KB Ventures has signed that agreement.
Right.
We need authorization for the board to sign.
motion to approve.
Motion to
Need a second?
approve.
Okay, first and second. You second? Need a second? We need a second.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, Ready?
Commissioner Adams and Commissioner Kennard.
got it. Ready?
Roll call.
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Kennard.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
we're rocking.
Project T.
Project T. Everything has been approved by City Commission, and the next step is execution of an amended development and reimbursement agreement. This agreement's already come to this board. In most of its text, there were minor changes related to some of the land, I believe the land descriptions. So we're seeking a motion tonight to approve and allow the chair to sign the amended agreement as presented. And I would add, city legal review has been through this as well.
Okay.
And this has been approved by the commission? City
Yes.
City Commission.
Has been.
Well, we need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Adams and second by,
I second.
okay.
Chandler, all right.
Roll
Roll call.
call. Mm-hmm.
Adams,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Kennard.
Yes.
Passes, ma'am.
Okay.
Avid Marsh redevelopment brownfield plan. So a brownfield plan has been presented to you, and I don't see reference to it where it's in the board packet.
It's in a,
It was
We got it.
separate, right. We can address matters of, regarding the plan if you would like. Help if I had it in front of me. Basically, this plan supports the redevelopment at 8995 and 101 West Main. This is already in the Ship Canal Brownfield plan, so when this goes to City Commission, what we will do is recommend to City Commission that they amend the Ship Canal plan
to remove these parcels from that plan and allow for a brand-new plan to start for this. Completely legit under the statute. No taxes have ever been captured under this parcel to do anything else. And then what the plan does is it permits housing development activities to occur on the property.
You need a motion for that?
Can I?
Yeah,
What?
sure.
That's okay.
We need a motion.
Did you have a question? I'm sorry.
No, we need a motion, then she's gonna do a question.
Okay, great.
Need a motion?
Is that,
You talk to me to make a motion?
Whoever.
What was the,
Give us
we
a
need a
motion.
motion to approve the Brownfield plan and
Yeah.
recommend for
For those three
approval at
properties to
City
be
of
removed
City
from
Commission.
what y'all talked about today.
properties?
The three properties that was
89,
already.
95, 101 West Main. Yeah.
I just talked about it
Oh,
with,
to switch it.
yes.
Motion to approve, yes.
Yes, need
Now,
a second.
I'll need some more information.
Okay, just a moment. Need a motion on the floor, second by Ms. Chamber? Second? Okay, Clark.
Clark.
Now,
Okay.
discussion.
No,
Commissioner,
I heard Ammermarsh.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a project that Ammermarsh is putting forward?
ask him.
Yes. This is
Okay.
Amherst, and they are present if you have questions for them.
Okay, I would because I'd like to ask them some questions because one of the things
They're here.
Ammermarsh, they're here.
Yeah, that phrase in
Yep.
They're here.
Okay,
If you'd like.
and they've been an engineering company here in the city of Benton Harbor for quite a number of years, right?
Correct.
Is
46
there,
years.
to me, I'm looking at this, is this a conflict of interest?
If you're asking me, I don't believe so. I think this is, we'd like to invest further into the city, and this is helps us do that.
He's contracted. You're not a city employee, you're contracted, aren't you?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
He's not a city employee. He's contracted. Doing the work for.
Yeah, even though that is some things that's questionable to me.
Okay.
And sometimes I don't like to air it completely out like now because I like to be fair in everything that I say and when
Right,
I do
right.
things.
Right.
So I don't want to put nothing on the spot right like now. But there's some things that I am concerned as a commissioner, and I'm voted in as a voice for my community. This is some things that I am concerned about. But like I said, I don't want to just go out with this. I'd like to just have the
Yeah, I
a
understand.
conversation with them at some
Yeah,
time or another.
but let me
Talking
say,
about these properties?
just a moment, yeah. But she made a great point, that she does work for the city commissioner, and when you have your meeting, you can bring that to the city commission floor if you, because they working for the city. They're not working for us. They just asking for those properties to be put into the Brownfield. So if you're concerned about them working, as long as they've been working here, you take that to the floor of the city commissioner, because they're the ones that hire them. We don't hire y'all. So that's all I'm saying. We don't hire them. So,
Gotcha.
okay, now,
If Ms. Kennard is finished, I do have a question.
well, just let me see, make sure she's finished. Ms. Kennard, Commissioner
Right
Kennard.
now I am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we, as an authority, have the same right to utilize this
Yes,
board
right.
for developments without it being a conflict of interest, because that's just our right. And we need that in writing from our consultants to let each member know what we are capable of doing, because it's our brownfield, it's our city, and if we're doing some developments, we have the right to come forth with a development agreement just like anybody else.
Absolutely.
My question, though, is pretty much been answered, but I'd like to hear from you. Within this development, is there any type of community benefit other than just supplying housing for some young people that may want to move, or older? They can go up some stairs or what have you, a decent place to live. Are we hiring any of the community people to do some of the work?
No.
That would be a community benefit.
That would be. And that is our goal. We don't have a contractor right now.
Okay.
We'd like to provide jobs for the community.
Okay.
As far as benefits, I think that's one of the benefits is be local
Okay.
work.
Okay.
The result would be, a couple of things would be eight new housing units,
Okay.
affordable, and as well as trying to continue the improvements along the Main Street
Okay.
corridor that have been started.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that because it's been the long overall goal. We can't put up things like the workout thing and put together Arts District in the downtown area in the park where now we have Martin Luther King statues. That we're trying to draw people into the downtown area, and hopefully more businesses of all colors will come into the downtown area. I get the overall picture. It adds to our tax base because as of right now, once you upgrade it, the taxes are going to go up, which is wonderful. And we are going to capture some of
That's
them.
right.
And be able to do
It comes
even
in the
more
brand.
for more people in the community.
Absolutely.
And once people hear this, I'm hoping that's listening on YouTube, better understand how the Brownfield works and what it's actually for. I think people that come before us will better understand that there are laws that we have to follow.
Absolutely.
Because jail doesn't feel great. I've been there, and I'm not going back. If anybody else wants their first turn, help
No.
yourself. Because we can sometimes think we're doing the right thing and make a wrong decision.
Right.
But I just want to thank you and wish you well in it.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing what it looks like, and hopefully, I mean, with the price of living going up, hopefully people in like Marsh are giving employees raises enough to be able to afford it.
Yeah, that's key. Okay.
I do
Okay.
have a couple questions. Can this project move forward without it being taken out of its current Brownfield plan?
Allow me to answer that if you would, please. The problem is the Ship Canal Brownfield plan has been in place for a long time,
Very long.
right? And by statute, a plan can only exist for 30 years. And I think this plan has been present for like 20-plus years. So the problem for Avonmarsh is if we tried to squeeze their development into the existing plan, there's only 7 years of tax benefit to them. So by removing it and starting over,
Yeah.
we get to reset the clock for them.
Reset.
That's the benefit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I
So
understand much
that's why
better
we're
now.
doing it that way.
Okay. Now, and then the next question I have is, in here you talk about that the expected amounts of your rents, but that you're committing it to renters at 120% AMI or area median income, but that the actual rent is only 70 to 80% AMI. Tell me how that plays out, because it sounds to me like you're reducing the rent for higher income earners.
I'm not an expert on this part of this. I believe, my understanding is that the rent is reduced, but the eligibility is larger. So it is a reduced rent, but the pool of people eligible, it's a bigger pool by going up to, I think it was 120. Yep.
Yeah, 120% of the area median income. When in the city of Benton Harbor, or well, when I looked up the area median income for 2025, it said $81,900. It's the area median income, and you're at 120% of that. Area median is 100%. So, how many Benton Harbor residents make that much money? I don't know, but probably not a whole. I don't, So, but then that the rent is being reduced for people that can afford the rent. It just, I don't totally understand it either, but yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I'll answer this again for him. The details will be worked out in what is going to be the work plan and the development and reimbursement agreement, and those rents will be linked to the incomes of the renters. There'll be a band, but it won't necessarily be somebody that could afford more rent living in this. You know, if they are saying a one-bedroom unit at 70% AMI, my suggestion is we would probably ask for them to say, okay, will you take anybody, say 60 to 90 or something like that? Give them a window so there's enough tenants available to them, right?
To rent
But
to.
they need to be closer to that 70% AMI because the public is compensating for the lack of rent with your tax money. And so your expectation is that the people living there are the people at that lower income level.
Not if it's at 120% AMI.
Well, by law, it can't be more. You will negotiate something different closer to what they have
What they
said the rents will be. So it's both, it is both a lower rent and the tenant has to match the income levels. They won't be at 120%.
Okay.
They'll be linked. So that the rent is affordable for a lower income person
Right.
and it's restricted to that party. That's the whole purpose of it, to bring housing to that group of
Missing
80 to
middle.
120%.
Right, yeah.
We react to what the developer thinks they can afford because they're foregoing rent. And they have told us their anticipated amounts in the Brownfield plan. We didn't create that for them, that's theirs. So they think that they can rent these units at that rate. And that will allow people at 70, 80% of the area median income to be able to afford those 1 and 2 bedroom units.
That's what I heard explained
And,
about.
and we'll restrict that. They'll
flats.
have
Right,
to
right,
show us
You have
that the
something you wanna
tenants
say?
in there are at that income level.
right. Okay.
So that somebody making 100 grand
Will pay
isn't
more.
benefiting from the lower rent.
Right.
Because they could afford it.
Right.
Okay, so,
Oh.
to make sure I understand,
Yep.
if someone who has 120% of the AMI, $100,000 about, then you would link their rent to their ability to pay. Is that what I'm hearing?
They'll be restricted from these units will be restricted.
To 70, or, so, but
Right.
it's telling me here it's gonna be 120%, so, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're reading. I think by statute.
I'm on page 2 of the fish bed,
Brownfield plan.
yes. And at the bottom of the first paragraph, it tells me that all units will be committed to renters below Berrien County's
Correct.
120% area median income.
And we're just stating what is statutorily allowed,
Okay.
okay? But then the meat and potatoes of it will come in this development and reimbursement agreement. But
Okay.
if they were renting to everybody at 120%
Yes.
of AMI and charging the rents that are associated with that, there wouldn't be any eligible cost for them to recoup. Okay?
So then, can they do this project and then after the project's done, and they've got the Brownfield plan, raise the rent?
So every year, they will report to this authority what the rent rolls are and who's in it. And that they were, at least at the beginning of the lease, income qualified. If they choose to start doing what we would call market rate rents, then they're in violation
Yeah.
of the agreement, and
Okay.
they would not get the tax money
Yeah.
for that year.
But they can change after 30 years.
They can change
Yeah,
after year
af-
one.
After
but
year
we're
one,
not going
but
to give them
but
tax
they yes,
money.
what I'm saying.
Right.
But once they hold to the 30-year agreement in the Brownfield plan, and they have fulfilled that capture,
The-
then they free to do what they want.
That's
to
what
do.
the agreement will say, but
That's
there's
what-
always
yes.
an opt-out,
That's right.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
So,
That's what
and
else
so
we got.
otherwise though, if we were to move forward with this agreement with those 3 parcels in the current Ship Canal Brownfield, then they would only have 7 years
We're taking
of
them out.
benefit.
We're
Is
taking
that-
them out.
Correct. And and the Brownfield plan would have to be amended anyhow because it didn't have housing, which is a brand-new activity. So it's just a mess to try to
Yeah,
cram
right.
it into the Ship Canal plan.
Yep.
Okay.
Got it.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Very informative. Thank you.
Commissioner Emma Kennard, Commissioner Kennard.
Thank you for
I couldn't put
trying to
mine.
make it make sense, but it didn't make sense to me.
I can't hear you, dear.
I said I was thanking him for trying to explain it to make it clear,
Yeah.
but it did not
Make total sense.
open my door to understand it. I know you tried to, but me with my suspicions, I think a lot of it is a political thing. And politics play a big part in this here, and I think it's setting us up for a big change in this area. And so we just be wise to think ahead, even when we vote. And sometimes if the majority votes one way or the other, that's how it'll go. But then I have my own thoughts about how or what's going on. Because sometimes the one that put the book together, they're good at. It says sometimes people even have a great recipe for cooking books. Putting something together where it's going to benefit later on what they have as an agenda for the program. So that's why I sit and I watch and I feel suspicious about a lot of things because I see where we should see growth more so. We at almost a standstill a lot of times. So I just try to see what is going on before it happens. Thank you.
I can reveal that.
Thank you.
Yeah, discernment.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
I can discern that my city is continually
Okay.
growing.
Yes. Now, we took care of that. Do we need a motion for
Yeah,
that?
that motion.
A motion and a second on the
That was
floor.
one other thing.
Yes.
Oh, please, excuse me, I'm so sorry. There is one other question I had on the table in, I think it's table 1,
What is it on?
where it shows
Is it on the finance or is it on this motion?
no, it's on this, it's about
Okay.
this plan. Okay, and on page, what page is this? It says page 2 of 3, the table. And in the top, yeah, I was kind of confused about the years.
Yes, yes, yes.
How
How many?
No, because then when I was looking at it on
That's the question. How
not the
many
one.
years of collection?
Okay, no, it's on the 3rd page. Oh, I see now why I was confused. Because on the 3rd page it said plan year, and I thought that 23
Where are you?
was 2023, and then under it is 2050. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, but that's year 23. So
Yeah, we get
because
to
this is a
collect.
30-year plan.
That we reimburse. That's
Thir-
the reimbursement year?
Yeah, the reimbursement
Yes.
table.
Right, 30
Yes.
years plan.
Yes.
The last 5 years are
said
going into
30
your
years.
pocket.
Right.
So maximum of 25
You said the last 5 years is what's going to happen with that?
If
in
bidded
your
on.
local Brownfield fund,
If bidded on.
the one that's got 218.
If bidded on to extend, right?
I'm sorry?
If we bid to extend those 5 years. We capture all the way up until the end period. And we can give them 5 years if we choose to recapture for 5 more years.
You could,
Okay,
that would not be the norm.
yes, that's the way it's been working. Madam Chair?
I remember, but
Yes, I do very clearly. My question becomes, and I was just reminded upon following something that Ms. Kennard had mentioned, that I made a statement about jail. I'm not going. And I'm sure nobody else wants to either. But it just dawned on me. We've been operating, and it's because Mark left us in a state of where he was training Fishbeck. When the things, we had been at a standstill when emergency management took place, and any developments that came through here usually had to come back and come through the commission, especially with the large amounts of money that we have given out. And the commission actually would give final approval of. That was the connection that I have not seen in a while, and I'd like to know what happened. Because that's usually what happens with these type of developments right here. Once approved here, they go through the full commission
Indeed.
for approval.
That still is the case.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
And there'll be a public hearing.
And okay, so that other thing, those other couple of things we did were not developments per se.
They were not.
One was a grant, and okay,
Right.
all right. I'm not going to confuse things.
okay.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Are you finished, Ms. Kennard? Now it's his, okay.
Yeah, so you say we gonna get the money the last 5 years?
All your brownfield plans that you have adopted, I think, have the final 5 years of capture being deposited in your local brownfield revolving fund. That's the fund that you just gave $170,000 to the city and $150,000 to KB Ventures.
Right.
And that's how you assemble that money for future projects.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know that, but to that change, like till we do capture the first 5 years.
Wait,
No, they need
I'm just
to-
asking.
no, and he's
No,
asking.
no, let him
It's a
answer.
legitimate question.
Just a moment.
Wait,
Let
because
David
I
answer.
need-
Let him ask his question.
Let David answer. David.
You could, but then your developers are probably like, well, you're not
They need
helping
it
me
to
out
use,
as much
that's right.
as they expect. That's a very negotiable point. I would say, put that on a list for future discussion.
It is a negotiable.
Because that's a game changer,
Yes,
but
it
it's
is.
absolutely feasible,
Now-
especially as we're looking at a dwindling fund, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Okay,
Very good.
so my initial question was kind of sort of like what Miguel just asked, and I'm going to ask it again, and I'm going to try and be clear for my understanding.
Okay.
Once your project is complete and you submit all of your receipts, we will start the reimbursement process of your development expenditures, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And we will capture on some of those. Am I correct?
All of them.
Okay.
What's
Pretty much.
eligible?
Yeah, yes. Okay, so within that length of time that we spanned out, say 10 years, just for an example, when that 10 years is up, we have the option to vote on 5 more years, or we can just let the city start capturing instead of this development.
Correct. You could
Okay.
forego
All
the
right,
5 years
I just
if
wanted
you
to make
want.
sure that I'm still about my wits. Okay.
You
Thank
got your wits, ma'am.
Okay. Now, but we must remember now, this brownfield was put in place to help the developer to get started. That's why we captured the 5 years on the end rather than on the beginning, because he would need that money to help with the development of his project. So that's why we're here to help them so that they can hurry up and get on the tax roll so that the city can make some money. Okay, but we have that option to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really a question, it's more like a little statement.
Well, go ahead.
But some of the developers that come through here really don't necessarily need
Yeah.
the money. So
You don't know. They put millions. They put millions into these projects, and everything don't qualify. Every everything that they develop, when they send receipts, all of it may not qualify to be reimbursed. Only thing we can reimburse them is what qualifies
Yeah.
through the Brownfield. So, but anyway, we'll work on that.
If I was a developer and I had $1 million and I wanted to spend 500,000, but man, I want to be able to survive here. I need some help.
Absolutely.
I wanna. What can I do?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this agreement together and I'm gonna go down here and see can I recapture on some of my money because I'm gonna hire at least 2 people
Yes,
in the
yeah,
community
absolutely,
and I'm gonna reinvest my money that I make it back into my property.
absolutely.
And once you go to this class, you go to the conference, you
Yes.
can
I
learn.
won't be able to go. I'll probably be able to just
Oh,
go one day.
no.
But that's okay.
No, no.
Any day you can. Just,
Okay, next. All right.
I don't know it all.
Thank you.
You have a
Anything
motion and a
else?
Second
We
on
got
the
a
floor.
Okay,
Roll.
roll call.
Member Adams.
Yes.
Member Chandler.
Yes.
Member Hall.
Yes.
Member Clark.
Yes.
Member Kennard.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
On
New
to
business?
business.
We got some.
Regarding Member Chandler's Brownfield conference, she is on it. She's registered, got her hotel, bought her own dinners already. I don't know
bought your
what she
dinners?
did. And
What was the per diem?
I
$92
should
a
go.
day.
I don't know. Huh?
somebody's organized,
Yeah.
let's just say that.
Yeah.
So,
We need a motion.
we need a motion to approve 2,068 and 53 expense request for Member Chandler's conference
I make a
attendance.
motion to approve Member Chancellor's conference costs.
Need a second?
Second.
Okay. Questions,
Moved and cleared.
concerns? Hearing none. Just a moment. Okay, Commissioner Emma Kennard.
Where do we find the application or whatever?
It's online, but I think that
in your
Therese
packet,
also
too.
provided it
It's
for
in your
us.
packet.
It's in my
It
packet.
is in your
Yeah.
packet, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when we get this together, what do we do? Hand it in to
Therese.
Make a
To
call.
Teresa.
Email.
Teresa?
Yeah, I
Email.
emailed it to her.
Okay.
She can't email. You
Yep.
might need you to help just a moment.
If we find out when
Or drop it here.
Project
that's-
T-
Or
That's-
could I turn it into the clerk?
So,
even?
Yes, you
quick
can.
question.
Because then I'm not savvy when it comes to doing all
Right,
this
and you probably need
technical
some help filling it out and making sure you
So-
get the stuff. You
Okay.
need to probably get with her. She'll help you.
Because
Sure.
I think Ivy paid
Ask
for
Miss-
all of her stuff already, and this right here is a reimbursement for what she has spent already.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
she
for
paid for
those
everything
that-
in advance?
For
Yes.
those that can't
You
pay
have to-
in advance, is it possible if she wanted to go, Commissioner Kennard wanted to attend, is it possible that the Brownfield could give that same amount?
Sure.
Um,
No, let me,
but I guess we would need receipts.
Yeah, I mean, I
She
think
she provided
when
receipts.
you registered, both for hotel and
Okay.
In the
in the
registration.
conference, you know, I mean, yeah, we can act on that as a reimbursement
I don't
immediately.
know, I got a
Yes.
week or two to think about it.
Yeah.
You got time.
But
Okay.
How
the
soon do we have to have that
the
done?
events are pretty much all full. There are only 2 that are still available, so you might want to, if you want to get into
Yeah.
those.
Yeah,
Man.
that's right.
Quickly.
The hotels are the hard part. The conference, you can walk in
Yeah.
and pay.
Man. The
But
hotel
there
right
may
near
not be
the-
any room at the hotel left
Right.
if you wait too long.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not worried. Chicago is home for me.
Me too.
I got a lot of family there.
but you might want to stay at the hotel.
I would love to, but if
Yes.
not, I still can attend.
They will pay for you to stay at the hotel.
Oh,
I think-
Because you need that to recuperate and take all the knowledge in and not having to go travel here, travel there, travel there. So you need to do that. Okay.
Well, last meeting or 2 meetings ago, the developer of Project T was here, and they said they doing a speech. I was trying to find out what day that was.
Oh, you want to be there when they be on
Yeah,
that
well,
day?
yeah.
when they do a
Tyler,
Yeah, because they're going to be there.
I
Do a
can,
what?
they doing a presentation about
Presentation.
one-day
Oh,
projects.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm very interested in.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Cause-
online, if you go online, you'll see when they on there, probably,
think-
everybody.
Yeah, I don't know
talk.
if they've published all the meeting.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
I think
but
Teresa sent us.
Yes, I didn't see.
I think that's
Oh,
later.
okay.
You didn't see all of them?
No, I didn't see
Yeah,
an
cause I got a
agenda
class
of the-
reviewing and I
of the
got a work.
breakout rooms or
Oh,
anything
okay.
yet.
Yeah.
Only the events that they're gonna
Yeah.
have.
Right.
Okay. Well, what we're
That'll
saying is,
come right before the conference opens up.
okay,
Okay.
everybody's, Teresa be back when?
Next month.
For the next meeting.
For the
Next
But
month?
if we-
No,
if
no,
we
no,
need
I'm
to-
talking
if we
about
need to
Emma
have an
needs help
emergency
now to get her
meeting,
stuff in.
Yeah. I don't know your policies, I'm sorry, as it relates to advances on costs, but we can look into that.
Well, yeah, she can, I don't agree to nobody paying their money for nothing,
Me either.
because
We never had to.
we never had to do that, and the way we calculate this, and I will say this, and I'm gonna say it again,
Say it.
we've been here 20-some years
Okay.
making development,
ain't
working,
got a
working,
dime.
and we do not get paid one dime.
Right.
Everybody else, you Fishback and all these other folks getting paid.
Yep.
And if we don't
it
pass, if we don't pass these things or
Make it
work
work.
this thing out, then nobody can do no work to get these Brownfield dollars.
Yep.
And nobody's giving us no help to do nothing, and we seniors
Is it-
and we rich.
Is this the part? Is this the part where we could possibly ask our consultant to come up with a way within these laws to give us a stipend
Well,
for
we'll
the
see.
meetings we have every month?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, look
I mean,
into that.
It's your money.
yeah. Well, we're gonna look into that because you have to have gas to come down here. We got to sit and listen.
Gotta
Abin
read all
Mars,
these
listen to
papers.
him talk.
This is like an administrative cost here to go. through.
Catalytic King talk. Then we got to go home and relax, and then go. Some of y'all got to have a drink
You
or
know
something to figure this out.
Some just
So
gotta
it
have a
takes
couple of
money for that,
aspirins.
and we've been here 25, almost
And
25
you know
years.
what? I used to get $25 a meeting for city commission,
Uh-huh.
and I think I was able to buy a bottle of aspirins every now and then.
Yeah, you need it for a headache, cause the way you talk. Hey, you need she need
And I
get
did that
she
for-
needs more than aspirin, let me tell you. But anyway, so
Okay.
what I'm saying is, we might have a few dollars to
Yeah.
put, but I don't think we should have to put our money in. We going to find out more information about all these questions they ask. They wouldn't have to ask you them. If they find out and see what other people are doing, how they can help Abin Marsh, how they can help Miss King,
Yeah.
find creative ways to help these people and who's doing what.
Do the same for the authority
Yes.
board member.
Right. And we working hard to make it happen because we do want something to happen in our community. We should have somebody
We
to
need
say,
take that up with our commissioners.
yeah, no.
We need
We
a-
don't. We
a
don't need to do
bonus.
that.
Just a
But he gonna see about the stipend. Okay.
Okay.
You need help, baby. So we're gonna try to see if Miss Chandler can help you, and then see if we can prepay for your stuff, like send a check to the hotel, send a check to the conference, can you send a check to the restoration, to where you're registered.
You're gonna need a credit card.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a credit card.
You gotta have a credit card.
You gotta have a
And
credit
that-
card.
We should have one.
But the
Well,
city does
she-
not have one because she sent out,
To
when she
re-
sent
don't-
out the policy.
Does she
it
have a credit
tells
card?
us in the
Teresa have a
policy-
credit card?
It says they do not.
They don't.
The
But
policy,
see, we need to put together a policy to where there is one for our utilization when times like this come up.
Yeah, yeah.
And it should have a certain amount on
Yeah.
it because of our budget that we give once a year.
For travel.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Like our treasurer or somebody. that
No, we
sits
have
on
a
this
travel
board
budget.
that we can utilize to put together something to where it can take care of those things.
Well, that's where it used to
Yeah,
be. We have a travel
exactly.
budget, and that would be on
It
a
can
credit
work
card,
again.
and we'll take care of all of that. She shouldn't have to pay for that. Okay, so where are we?
We will look into that. You have a
Please do.
motion on the floor to approve Ivy Chandler's cost.
Oh, yeah.
Motion
Roll
to
call.
approve. I thought I did.
You did. Motion's on the floor.
We need a second? Oh,
No, you have a second from
Roll call.
Member Clark. Ready?
Oh, you.
Adams.
you. Yes.
Chandler.
yes.
Hall.
yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Kennard.
Yes.
All right, very good. Disbursement for the Gearlings Liberty Dialysis Project. Teresa worked with the city on this, and the 2024 summer and winter taxes were just like last week, finally separated out and conveyed, and so we're ready to make that disbursement. That
Whoa,
is
whoa,
in the.
where is that?
The very last page.
Relax.
And that check to send
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
the 2024 taxes is
Where is that?
in your packet.
Liberty dialysis where?
The Dallas is downtown.
I'm looking for it on here.
Oh,
The address?
No, I know where it
Page-
is. I'm looking for it
page
on
3.
this document.
agenda
Oh,
page
the very
3.
final
Oh,
two
did I?
pages,
These,
Page what?
91 and 92.
Oh,
right here.
91 and 92.
Yes.
Very last two
Very
pages.
last page.
91 and 92.
oh yeah, here it is.
I know how to spell dialysis. I'm not seeing it. Where is it at?
It's the Gearlings Development Company, is
There.
copied on it.
Gearlings Development.
There it
Brownfield
is,
Authority
subject.
Flats Area Site.
Okay.
And then
Do we have a motion on the floor?
So we need a motion to
Yeah.
disperse.
And this is the amount that's being dispersed right here?
1,000.
The amount, so you can see all the amounts being dispersed from 2024
Why has theirs,
taxes.
why has the summer taxes went up? I'm gonna guess everybody else's did, huh? I mean, but the disbursement went up? Did the property taxes go
Yeah,
up?
property
Yeah.
taxes would have gone up is probably right.
Okay.
So together for the year, they're now at 17,196.95. That's the amount to be dispersed back to the developer. And with that, we still have a balance remaining to the developer of just shy of 122,000.
What, that's the dialysis center?
Correct.
Okay, so we're gonna make a motion and then I get to ask a question? Okay. Make a motion to approve.
Need a second? Need a second?
I second.
Okay. Now, comments, questions, concerns?
Question.
Ms. Adams?
Okay, so
Commissioner Adams?
this property has always been in question. For one, it was a mitigated piece of property from another development that was given to the city in exchange for, and I think it may have been some of the Gene Clark Park properties within the Harbor Shores. They weren't supposed to build on it because it may have been, or I think we found out that it was contaminated or something, but the thing about it is, it stopped the community from receiving grants. And we're paying them. That's problematic to me. Because I was against this from the beginning, but I didn't realize that so many people would, I don't know what's going on. Somebody knew something was wrong with something somewhere that more people would be needing dialysis so closely. But Mr. Little, along with Teresa, was working on something to separate some, I don't know what it was that he was working on, but he was working on something because it was something with the state, federal government. But I know that it stopped the community from applying for grants because it was property that should not have been built on. This was during, I think, Mayor Hightower's reign.
Okay.
If you could bring that answer back, what's going on with that property?
Yeah.
Because,
Put that down to bring it back.
yes.
Okay. Is that it,
So
Commissioner Adams?
I see the
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
disbursements here, and I don't understand why they're so arbitrary.
Yeah.
You know, there's January, March, October 2018, then April, October 2019, then only May in 2020, then January, June 2021, January, April 22, January, March, and December 23, and nothing 24. What is driving the payments?
This is before our time mostly, so I really don't know.
Yeah.
I know for some reason, the, you know, we have to work with the finance
Finance, that's
people
right.
in the
Okay.
city to separate
know what
the
it is,
tax
it's-
revenue from the kind of the normal
Right.
stream of how the money goes off to the
Okay.
police, library, county,
Right.
et cetera. So I
Okay.
know for '24, somehow it got hung up,
Okay.
but I have no idea
So is
about
this then
prior.
representing the 17,000? Is it
Yes.
indicative of 2024 and 2025, or is this just the 2024 summer?
This is just the
And winter
2024
captures.
summer and winter taxes.
Okay.
But will this be allocated as a June 2025 payment, or will it be allocated as a January payment? And
Yep, it will reference a June 2025 payment, correct.
Okay, thank you.
My question is, I've watched this, and I've watched the disbursements over the years, and I never even remember seeing a development agreement for the dialysis center come before us. And I want to
I
know
have.
why.
I've
It seemed
seen,
like the payments just started showing up on our documents when there was no development agreement. And I've mentioned questions about it quite a few times,
baby, you could have gone on.
and I still have questions
You
about
could
it.
have gone on. Oh, okay.
I will see if there's a development
Appreciate it, thank you.
agreement. I'm sure there is. Okay,
Roll call?
roll call. Member Adams,
Yes.
Member Chandler,
Yes.
Member Hull,
Yes.
Member Clark,
Yes.
Member Kennard.
Yes.
Very good.
Hold my phone, is that it?
Disbursements.
Look, okay, we need a paycheck.
Let me catch up with you here. Okay, project. Member comments.
It's been nice knowing you all. Nice doing business with you.
right.
Dave,
Adjournment.
you did a great job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks
I'm
for
no
answering my
Teresa, but-
questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you don't look anything like
Yeah, all right. Commissioner.
One of the
Ms. Em.
things that I like, I sort of, I like his demeanor. There's something about him that I like.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that's
I
nice.
try to
Dave.
read your face a lot
Well,
of
that's
times.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know,
Okay, we're adjourned.
no,
To
we
sign
need a motion
checks
to
then.
adjourn.
Is it gonna
Motion
now
to
be-
adjourn.
Thank you, David,
I
for
second
That
coming.
motion.
Thank you, David, for
You're welcome.
taking care of us.
Signature today, or
Yes, we need
okay.
a signature
Are
today.
you signing for?
No,
Yes.
she's gonna be the one that signs.
No, no.
What I have to?
Oh, no, Miss.
You have to sign.
Oh, I have to sign.
That's
Okay.
for King's, that's for King's check.
Oh, okay.
And it might be somebody else's too, that we need to pay.
PCRA, I want to know when
Uh-oh.
Oh, when Project T gonna be there?
the people,
don't know.
yeah, to see what's going on.
See, hers hasn't gone into effect yet, Miss Adam.
Yes.
Ms. Kennard, Commissioner Kennard, hers hasn't gone into effect yet. We just voted for her today.
So,
It'll go into effect next time.
Well, this don't start
okay.
till the 5th.
All right.
This starts August 5th through the 8th.
I know, Bob, you all.
David, you did a good job.
For a whole week.
Okay, so you gonna be able to go?
Yeah, they stayed in line. They did real good today.
What day is that? I go that day.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, why can't you